So I'm Ashia Petersen. I'm from the Department of Agriculture, Western Cape, and I spoke about the impact that the drought has and the current water situation within the Western Cape. So what we have is that the Western Cape is unique in terms of its rainfall. We receive most of our rainfall during winter, so 80% of our rainfall falls within 5 months, and we only need 25% of that water. When we need most of our water, we only get 10% of our rainfall. So that's why it's critical for us to store our water in dams, so for the period that we need it. Added to that is, and that's why we have the Western Cape water supply system that's made up of 6 major dams, and it's managed in a very integrated way, in an integrated manner. And part of that is that of that system, although it has 560 million cubes of water, agriculture sector has been allocated 30% of that allocation of that available water, and the domestic and industry, which is the city of Cape Town mostly, and other municipalities, they've been allocated 70% of that water within the system. We've had 3 consecutive years of the drought, and it has a major impact on our storage within our dams. And as I've indicated earlier, we're reliant on the water we store in our dams because of the nature of our weather pattern or our climate, and the fact that most of our rain falls within winter. So when we need our water, we don't have rain, and therefore the storage in our dams becomes critical for us. So currently we've had 3 years of way below normal rainfall. So our rainfall we've received, when we look at our storage levels in 2015, at the start of the irrigation season, the dam levels were at 73%. When we went to 2016, it was at 62%. Last year, 2017, we started the irrigation season with our dam levels at only at 37%. So that is significantly lower than our dam levels would be at the start of the irrigation season. And as a result, restrictions were imposed on the agriculture sector. So in the agriculture sector, we've had restrictions within the Brede, the Gourits and the Berg area of 60%. In the Olifantsdoorn area, restrictions were as high as 80%. So farmers only received less than 20% of their lawful allocations. And that had a major impact on the agriculture sector as a whole. It had an impact on the gross value add, as well as major job losses. And then of course the socio-economic impacts associated with job losses. So what have we as a Department of Agriculture done in response to the drought? We've set up a drought portal, so you can find that if you go on our website, and there you find a range of information on the drought, support information, and also just general communication, and that you have one message around the drought. We've also invested financially, so 120 million we've allocated for drought fodder support to livestock farmers. We've invested in the last financial year 10 million in clearing invasive alien plant species, and that has a direct impact on the availability of water as well. Then we've also invested in 5 million in boreholes to supply drinking water in rural communities. We've also supported in the lower Olifantsdoorn area, we've supported the Matsikama municipality with 5 million for boreholes to augment the municipal supply, and once the system recovers, that water would be available to the agriculture sector. And in phase 2, we've also now in the phase of supporting them with another 8.7 million for to continue with the borehole project. Furthermore, we've also looked at rolling out Fruit Look. We're continuing with that technology, and I've heard from farmers in the engagement that they've managed to make significant water savings by using the technology in their farming management. What we're also proposing is that the water restrictions be proportionately reviewed as the system recovers. So instead of waiting for the system to recover to an 85% level as gazetted, we're proposing that as the system recovers, that the restrictions be amended accordingly. We're also asking that that there's a review of the allocation of water to the agriculture sector from the Western Cape water supply system, and then of course that the Department of Water and Sanitation prioritizes the raising of the Clanwilliam Dam, as well as ensure that the water from the Brandvlei Dam, that allocation takes place. And at the same time, we're urging farmer communities to organize themselves through water resource management forums, platforms, so that they can do monitoring, evaluation, data collection, and that they self-regulate each other when it comes to water resource management.